The car market in the United States is an oligopoly. Few very big manufacturers such as Ford, Toyota, Volkswagen, as well as Subaru dominate most of this market space, which leads the consumers in the car market in America to buy cars from mostly these manufacturers because they perceive their products to be a much higher quality than the firms who are, let's say, trying to get into this oligopoly or who are entirely outside of it. And this gives the brands a very big advantage.
As this market's oligopoly, firms are price makers, which means they can set the price of the car to almost whatever they like, such as the BMW X5, which has a starting price of $67,000 versus the Lexus RX, which has a starting price of $49,000. Both the cars will sell because they both have loyal customer bases that will buy the car. Both companies will stay afloat even though the prices are vastly different.
So what leads someone to buy a car over another? Is it just brand loyalty, cross-price elasticity, or individual margin utility? Find out tonight on Bottom Gear!
Tonight, Akul and Neil get into a massive fight. Lex and Sarbesh get into a massive fight. And in classic Subaru fashion, Neil's head gasket explodes.
This is an example of a head gasket leak. Subarus are very prone to this, which is why you should not buy one of those. Instead, you should buy a Lexus.
Please help, my car just exploded.
You join me in the hybrid, and as you can see from the badge, the Lexus badge, this car is a symbol of luxury, effectiveness, and efficiency. Something that its German rivals haven't really been able to get. They haven't really been able to get that sort of combination very effectively, and that's where the Lexus sort of shines the most. It's really hard to see why you won't pick the Lexus over, let's say, its rivals like the BMW X5, the Mercedes GLS, and so on and so forth. Because this, in its equivalent spec to the BMW X5, it costs about $15,000 less. With that coupled with the cost effectiveness and the immediately heightened marginal utility that one might experience over, let's say, buying an X5, the Lexus is a really good buy compared to them, and is also a much better buy compared to the Subaru Crosstrek, which we're comparing it against. And the Subaru, it's in a different class, obviously, but if you had the scratch, why not buy one of these?
You join me in a classic gas car that's powered America for generations. This is a Subaru car, although not exactly famed for its reliability. Subaru's got some great handling. It sounds awesome as well, you know? Even though it's an SUV, it's still got that kind of race car kind of feel. It sounds good. It's an all-over, just a well-balanced car, and you got a lot of room in the back for whatever you need. It's a great sort of daily driver car.
And now that these two have glazed their own cars to their maximum capacity, let's see what happens when you put the two of them together to go rant about the other's car.
You know, after having driven this for a while, it is literally impossible for me to see how a self-respecting person could even drive one of these. The Lexus is so much better, it's not even a contest.
Actually, I think you might be thinking that the Subaru is better than your Lexus. But you're just such an idiot, such a moron, and just so blinded by pro-Lexus propaganda that you think your RX is better than my Crosstrek. That's impossible. My Crosstrek is so much better than your RX. I even named my firstborn after...
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, text. It's Mr. Prescott. You idiots. That's interesting. Maybe instead of mindlessly arguing about your cars and the birth certificates of your firstborns, you should get out there and conduct a sensible economic comparison.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. Let's look at some statistics.
Some say that he once robbed the Bank of Chicago, and he once made a firm go past its shutdown point. All we know is that he's called Lex Joe.
Here, we see an oligopoly graph showing the effect that gas prices have on buyers. When gas was cheap, like it was in early 2018, one would be more incentivized to buy a gas car. However, later in 2018, when gas was considerably more expensive, buyers were incentivized to buy a hybrid. An approximately 20% increase in brand retention rates led to about a 48.5% decrease in price elasticity. But why?
Cross-price elasticity, which determines consumers' likelihood to buy a certain product over another given the price elasticity of a complementary good. As you can see, when gas is more expensive, people will be more incentivized to buy cars like the Lex is.
I'm not being incentivized to buy a car right now.
But when gas is cheaper, people will buy the Subaru. But there are other factors that could play into this, such as Lex is.
I'm not the factor that can play into this.
Did I accidentally call you? Anyway.
I am not a Lexus car model.
I never said you were, you blithering idiot!
You have terrible pronunciation skills. When you say Lexus, Lexus, those are different things, but you pronounce them the exact same. It's I and you, not you and I. The letters are different.
I hate you, by the way.
While those idiots argue in the background, it is important to see that gas prices are often what convinces buyers to buy one car over the other, whether it be a gas-powered car or whether it be a hybrid. And since 2022, gas prices haven't exactly been what they used to be. So hybrids have skyrocketed. Sales of hybrids have skyrocketed.
With the gas prices going up significantly over the past few years, hybrid and electric vehicles are now much more desirable for the average consumer, which means their market share is increasing. The market share of hybrid and electric vehicles has risen to 20% for light-duty vehicles, which is starting to eat into traditional gas cars' market share.
And hybrids also give you a smoother driving experience. With a smoother power delivery, buyers are in for a much more comfortable driving experience rather than non-hybrids like the Subaru, the BMW X5, and the Genesis GV80, which happen to be its peers. Therefore, if you are a discerning consumer, you want something smooth, you want something comfortable, you're going to find yourself in the driving seat of one of these.
Though a gas car like this Subaru might still have some advantages compared to a hybrid. First of all, gas cars tend to be much cheaper these days. Compare this car to the hybrid version of the Crosstrek. A standard gas Crosstrek tends to be much cheaper. Secondly, the maintenance. There's a lot less to go wrong in just a gas car. There's only the gas components to make the engine run versus gas and electric components. There's a lot more to go wrong. Thirdly, the convenience. There's gas stations pretty much everywhere. You can fill up most places. So for the convenience, the simplicity of maintenance, and lower upfront costs, some people might find the marginal utility of a gas car to be much higher than of a hybrid.
So there it is. A buyer's decision doesn't hinge off of just one factor. It's a mix of brand loyalty, cross-price elasticity, and marginal utility. When you walk into a dealership, you have to do research beforehand before you buy the car. So, if you want a car that's comfortable and very efficient with gas, go ahead and get the Lexus. But if you like the convenience and the very low upfront maintenance costs of a gas car, go ahead and get the Subaru. It's up to you.
In the American car market, which is an oligopoly, buyers don't have as much choice as they would in a perfectly competitive or even a monopolistically competitive market. So it is really up to the buyers to decide what is best for them. And I've decided which one to go with.
So have I.